everybody. Welcome back to New Horizons. This is Jessie, and this is my first official speed build. I have pre-built this cat lake because I wasn't sure if it was going to work or not. I am quite proud of how it turned out, so I'm going to start this build off by doing some finishing touches by adding some colored flowers to give it a little bit of a face and some eye color. Specifically, I used white mums for the face, a pink windflower for the nose, and will eventually go and put some blue windflowers up for the eyes. It looks pretty good on the map, but I do think I could have, well, now I'm just rambling. I'm just going to go back and say, hey, I'm pretty happy with how it looked, even though I did forget to put a flower there. I will go back and fix it later. Now I just have to fight with planting the flower exactly where I want it to be, and that's why I'm using the shovel instead of just trying to plant them. Once I get finished building the eye out so that I can actually plant the flower where I want it to without it going, there's no room to plant that here when there totally is. Gonna sit there and try to waterscape the plant, and it doesn't like me for that, but you know what? It can get over itself. There will be some fighting for me deciding where I'm actually going to place things because, you know, the game was being unfriendly to me in that regard. Basically, I'm just deciding that I don't have enough room to do what I want to do here. So prepare to see me sit there and go, does this work? Does this not work? It doesn't work, because if I do this here, I won't have enough room for a path going around the lake or for a road going up to the bridge that is going to be there. So everybody enjoy me scrambling around for a minute or two. Well, not a minute or two, but it was a while. So I'm new to the whole speed building thing. I've not recorded myself doing this specifically before, so this is a learning process. Gotta get rid of some trees because can't get rid of the cliffs without getting rid of the trees first. But you know what? That's okay. I can always plant more and probably will, just not here. What I'm actually preparing to do right now is to build a little community garden. Specifically, it's going to be a community garden for pumpkins and for some Mario mushrooms and fire flowers. But first, I've got to get the cliff shape I want by getting rid of some of the cliffs. I wind up doing 4 rows, alternating the dark dirt path and the dirt path so that I get an actual garden look instead of one big clump of soil. But first I gotta figure out which direction I'm trying to go because, you know, thinking about terraforming and actually terraforming are 2 different things. Picking up some of my materials so that I can start getting things how I want them to look. I basically wind up doing 2 rows of pumpkins and coming back in a minute and doing another row of the Mario items. Gotta stop and get that yellow balloon because with all of the iron bridges I'm doing, I need the bells, okay? Okay. Gotta plant these here pumpkins. The pumpkins are a nice addition to the game, but I do wish they did more than just the Halloween items. I think the fire flowers look really cute in a little garden setting. They're just so colorful and happy looking. You know, I gotta rotate my super mushrooms around so they're facing the right direction. I do wind up coming back in and making a 4th row at a later time. But for right now, I'm getting rid of some more cliffs so that I can move on to the next part of my little project, which is going to be a little food and drink area. Now, before I move on to the next thing I'm going to do, I have to come back and pick up some items. I should probably just do all the landscaping first and then worry about it later, but that's not me. Or at least not this time. Now, the bad part is, dealing with an item the size of a loft bed with desk on a narrow strip of land like that is kind of awkward, and I wind up having to make it bigger so that I can manipulate things without losing my little brain cells that I have left. Now, I'm not sure why I couldn't get them to fit in this area like that. It would move to a certain point, but then it's like, nope, I'm not doing it anymore, as you will see here in a minute before I have to go back and add in another row. So if you want to do something like this, make sure you start off with 3 rows of cliff instead of just 2, because even though the simple panels are only half a tile wide, for some reason I still couldn't push them in here. I don't know what its problem was, but I'm not going to fight the logic. I'm just going to go with it. Gonna add some more space back here so that I can actually do what I'm wanting to do. As you can see, I actually have a little secret passage around the side of my museum that's going to lead into what will eventually be Rattle's yard. I will do a build for Rattle's yard once I get Rattle, which hopefully won't be too long. Adding a light pole to add to the city feel, and then going to put these simple panels up to make them actually look like buildings. Whoever came up with the idea for the loft beds with the simple panels is a flippin' genius, and I love them. Looks pretty good. So now I'm going to start with the first of the design choices I regret with using these festive bunny day balloons, because they're a 1.5 space item, and those are a pain in the proverbial butt. I do wind up switching them, and I wind up moving that destination signpost like 6 times before the end of this speed build. Because I can't make up my own little mind, apparently. Now, I am going to have to do a cut on this video because I start to realize, after a long while of recording, that the path I picked to go around my lake does not play nicely with the dirt path. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. Be right back. Now, the downside of doing it like this is no, it's not going to show up on my map. But since there is not a transparent pixel on this path, or at least certain parts of it, I could not use it the way I wanted to, because apparently there's something with the layering and a transparent pixel. I don't really know, that's just what I've heard, and so that's what I'm gonna go with. The only problem I was having was with one piece of the path, which is what was really annoying with having to start over. But hey, it happens to the best of us. I am quite happy with the way this path fits the aesthetic around here. I think it's super cute. It's got all the little drawings on it, and it just makes me happy to look at. And I can just imagine this little path being out. Kids have been drawing on it with chalk. The little path around the lake at the Children's Museum. So when I'm laying a long path like this, especially when it's this path that has earned the nickname The Path, or any of its variants, I find it easier to just do one piece at a time and lay, the bottom edges all at once, the top edges all at once, and do the corners last. I mainly stick to this unless I just miss a section. But this is also kind of an odd-shaped lake, so it's a little bit harder than just doing it around. Now, if you do decide to build on your island a big, oddly shaped lake, I don't know that I've seen anybody else do a cat lake, but then again, I wasn't specifically looking. But I've seen several frog lakes, or in the case of Froggy Crossing, a frog river. You have to make sure that you have all the pieces you need, and in this case, I had to get a special piece just for this one spot. So I have to go into my design app and get a specific piece that would fit right there. And I have a cat that has just come in to see what I'm doing. So if you hear any ringing, it's Meowth wandering around my ankles, trying to figure out what the heck I'm doing in here. But this is the piece I wound up needing. As with all my design videos that I have and have planned, I will provide all of the design codes in the description. If you want to check out the other build I've done, I have it linked on the I button up at the top, so go check that out if you are so inclined. It is not a speed build, it's just a build because it was just for a small area. I didn't have to speed it up, but this one I wound up recording for a couple of hours, so this is sped up pretty drastically. In case you're wondering what this music is, it is from the original Animal Crossing for the GameCube. Well, not the original in Japan, but the original in the United States. It is the 1 p.m. theme music, and it is just super nostalgic for me. I like the little cat sounds. It always made me happy playing at 1 o'clock when I heard that music. Because, you know, I've always liked cats because cats are awesome. You can just ask Meowth. Isn't that right? Yes, it is. Meowth, that's right. Ignore me being a cat lady. Hello, Pietro. He's gonna just come stare at me. Pietro's house is going to go up on the kind of upper right corner of my town. His yard build is going to be kind of a game show area type thing with the caveat of doom added at the end. Just like Lucky and Anka's yard is going to be the Temple of Doom. Gotta make sure I found a satisfactory sound effect to play every time I say of Doom, because that's just the way I roll, I guess. Anyway, here I am building a little food and drink machine area with these colorful tiles. I think they're super cute. I have to go get the drink machine at a later date because I kind of forgot it. Now what I'm adding over here is going to be a little dinosaur fossil exploration area. I found these dinosaur cutout standees. I think I found them on Google, and holy crap, they are so cute. I can't even. Just a little place to take a little dinosaur picture. It's just super cute. I remember when I was a kid, anytime we would go to any of the 2 science museums that were geared towards kids in the state I live in, it was just super fun. I loved it so much. I know one of them usually had some sort of a dinosaur exhibit. And I also just like these because they kind of remind me of The Land Before Time, which was a good, you know, good fun series to watch when you're a kid. I don't even know how many of them there are now. A lot. Anyway, now I'm going to go around and add these Playmat tiles to my little area here that is going to be a digging spot for the kids with a sandbox where they can dig for fossils. I love the way these Playmat tiles look. It's actually one of the first things I downloaded when I decided I was going to do a Kidcore theme. They are super colorful and super cute. I do wind up having to make that bigger because it doesn't quite fit the sandbox the way I want it to. Now I'm kind of decorating the area around my little secret passage around the behind of the museum that goes to Rattle's yard. Because, you know, Rattle doesn't want anybody just barging into his yard, you know. We gotta disguise it. He doesn't want any solicitors or anything like that. So, gotta make it look like it's just a boring old construction site. Nobody's gonna be coming and trying to sell vacuum cleaners or anything like that. He's a mad scientist. He doesn't need your Girl Scout cookies. Okay, he might take the Girl Scout cookies, but that's about it. Anywho, gonna move this poor destination sign again, because I can't make up my mind where I want it to go. Just gotta go get rid of some more trees and some more cliffs because I can't stick my face in the hole here And I don't like the way it looks scooted forward like that, so I've got to go get rid of some more cliffs and therefore some more trees. I'm just destroying the environment here on Catropolis. I guess that makes me the villain of the day. Don't send Captain Planet for me, okay? I'll fix it later. Oh, right? Gotcha. Anyway, gotta make this bigger so that the... Wow, really, brain? You just forgot the word sandbox will fit there and look better than it did before. Don't you just love it when you forget a word and it's just a really easy word and your brain's just like, yeah, which words, precious? And you're just like, I don't know. Yeah, I messed with putting that chair there, but I didn't like it, so poof, it's gone. Gotta go back around and finish the bottom half of the lake, do the diagonal part here first, fighting with where I want it to go, so that I have the nice little footpath around the lake. I know it won't show up on my map because of the way I did it, and yes, that's annoying, but I'd rather have it not show up on the map than have random discolored tiles in the middle of it. Besides, they don't usually put walking trails on maps anyway. It'll be fine. Then I realized I made one side too narrow and one side too wide, so I have to go back and widen the other side, the left-hand side. But I don't even know if I do that in the video or if I just fixed it later. So I'm just gonna keep going for right now. Now I'm gonna add the final bottom little layer and we will be done with the walking trail around the cat lake. I don't even know what my favorite little chalk design on this path is. I like the rainbows, and I like the little froggies, and I like... what else is on there? I think that's a little alien. I think I like the little rainbow the best. I think there's a little mountain, a smiley face with a little sunshine. I like that one too. It's very cute and very on brand, shall we say, for this town. Yeah, I do go back and wind up fixing this because I realized it was narrower than the other side, and can't have that. That bugs me a little bit. I want it to be symmetrical. So now that I figured out, oh, I fixed it, gotta go back in and add these other tiles, and our little footpath around the lake will be finished. If I realize I just messed that up, but that's easily fixable. Easier to fix that than, you know, a whole bunch of tiles instead of just 3 or 4. The next part of this build that I want to do is... Now come on, what is it, brain? Is I've got to move the sign around some more. I'm just mainly walking in circles at this point, kind of giving you guys an overview of what I've done so far. Now I'm getting ready to add a little seating area directly in front of the museum entrance, which is also eventually going to be a little fishing pond spot once I eventually get Timmy's and Tommy's upgraded and I can get a hold of one of the colorful fishing rods. Now I am using a little bit different colored tile than what I used for my drinking area. These are super cute too. I have several of them though, and I can't make up my mind which order I want to put them down in, as you can see. A little bit more of the pastel colors than the other one, but I still think it looks good. Just gotta find the pattern of laying them down that I want, which is harder than I thought it was gonna be, as you can tell with me switching it like 15 times there. Well, you know, 15, 3, same difference. Hello, Marcel. Where are you going, buddy? I do like Marcel, but he will be leaving because I have got to make room for my permanent people, even though I have liked Marcel. He's pretty cute. Now, holy crap, it's nighttime because I had to take a break. Just placing this wooden block bench and gonna start replacing some of the other stuff and adding the snack machine that I finally remembered to get out of my inventory. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go up on the cliff right here, and I am going to make something look a little bit like a little bit of a construction site. I've got the iron frame. I've got kind of some caution cones, and I've got this little floor sign. I wish I could put the cone up on top of the iron frame, but apparently it cannot go on top of something else, so I'm just going to stick with the floor sign on top of the iron frame. Because you gotta give off the idea that there's nothing back here, not a bunch of, you know, maniacal supervillains or anything. No way, Jose. There's nothing behind the museum. What are you talking about? Yeah. And now the ever popular, my pockets are full. Adding some balloons, just to get it looking nice and festive right outside the museum. I do wind up replacing the Bunny Day balloons with regular balloons because the regular balloons just don't take up as much room. But what I'm getting ready to build now is a little orchard to go beside my fossil hunting area so that anybody that comes to the museum can learn about the native fruit and wildlife. I wind up not making this as big as I wanted it to be, but, you know, it's big enough for what its purposes are, so who cares, really? It looks nice. It serves its purpose. Sometimes I do get a little bit of annoyance in my head with why will you not go where I want you to go, game? I want to put the dirt here, not over there. Goodness gravy. But my thoughts with the orchard are people can come, they can get a snack. Nice healthy snack. You don't want to sugar up all the superheroes and the supervillains. That would not be good for Catropolis's image. Gosh, guys, come on. Anywho, I've almost got it the size I want. Then I'm going to go around and add some iron fencing. After I add a little bit more space. Unfortunately, I don't think I have enough fencing on me right now. I wind up having to go build some more, but I didn't have enough iron, so it's not going to be in this video. Had to go to the next day. Even though the end of this video is on another day because I forgot to record something else. So I don't know why I'm sitting here going, oh no! I'm a terrible video person. Sad face. But anyway, there's a couple of little details I do go back and add after I plant the fruit because, you know, I think it looks nice. Some little informational signs. I originally was going to use the plain wooden shop signs, but I don't have the DIY for that, so I wind up going back in with simple panels here in a little while. That was just me checking to see if I had enough iron, which I did not. So now I'm going to go back and move some balloons around and figure out what to do with some of the other items in my inventory. This clacker cart is supposed to be like a little lawnmower, but it's cuter than the actual lawnmower. I'm just sitting here thinking, oh, what can I do now? Added a little wheelchair that had been customized with the star pattern just so that the area is nice and accessible to everybody. Replacing the balloons so that I can finally give the destination signpost a permanent home. Eventually. Now I'm going to get some of these trees out of my inventory, and here's where I'm realizing I didn't make my orchard area wide enough to plant 3 trees, so I'm going to be stuck with 2, but that's okay. Less trees for me to move around. Now, something you do need to know if you're building an orchard area like this is sometimes when you plant the trees this close together, they won't grow. You can plant them fully grown and it's fine, but they won't grow past a certain stage if you plant them this close together sometimes. I'm not really sure what determines it, because you can plant them if they're fully grown, they just won't grow to the fully grown form if you plant them this close together. I do finally have all of my fruits, from my native oranges to everything else. Just wound up getting that off of my other island, which has all of the fruit. And now I'm sitting here, oh, I don't have enough of the fruit I wanted. Oops, I'm going to have to go eat some more oranges and go find some more fruit trees so that I can finally finish off the orchard. Big brain time, guys. So when I originally got this fruit, I just wanted it out of my inventory, so I kind of just went and put them up on this top cliff area because there's nothing up there right now other than trees. So I've got to grab some more pears and cherries from up on the cliffs. Now, eventually, this area is going to be made into a skyline. There won't be anything really to do up here, just the skyline to look at, because that side of the cliffs is probably going to be where I build all the superheroes' houses eventually, once I have some of them. They seem to be hiding from me. I have most of my villains already. I don't have any of the superheroes. Worst comes to worst, I'll get a hold of their amiibos if they promise, or prove, not promise, if they prove to be too difficult to find. And time skip. Anyway, I'm finishing off my build with a few more little items. I have informational signs for the orchard and the bugs, complete with a toy centipede from the bug off. Have a fossil information sign and a fish information sign, all on simple panels, because I don't have the recipe for the plain wooden shop sign yet. Also decided to put some shoes and socks down because nobody wants to have sand in their socks for the rest of the day after they've been digging for fossils in the sandbox. That's just no fun, guys. Come on. Who wants sandy socks? Anyway, gotta transplant some fully grown coconut trees because they just weren't growing because they are too close to the other trees. Go figure. You can plant a fully grown tree. Oh, spoilers. Go away. You didn't see anything. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I've got one more item to place. I hope you guys enjoyed my first speed build for Catropolis. It was fun to do. Just a little bit of a learning curve. And no, you don't see anything. So here's my question for you guys for this video. Who do you think the next villager I'm gonna find is? Leave your thoughts in the comments. I hope you had a good day. This has been Jessie. Bye!